Although Genghis Khan really didn't think much about administration, his successors would have to learn how to administer their empire. Genghis himself could be ruthless, but he was also open to new ideas in order to bring a diverse people together to live in peace. Although illiterate himself, he was curious and interested about the arts and learning. At his capital, he would consult with Confucians on how to rule China, Muslim engineers on siege weapons and trade, and a Taoist in search for an elixir of eternal life. Under the Khan Monka, Mongol terror taxes were moderated, cultural differences of conquered peoples were accommodated, and thought was given to skills required for competent rule. During Monka's reign, the Mongols learned how to mint coin, collect taxes, take censuses, and establish a courier system that connected Eurasia. For commercial exchange, they regularized trade tolls, they improved the roads, and guaranteed merchant security. The Mongols were reliant on trade with more settled societies. Therefore, despite infighting amongst themselves, they largely left the merchants alone as an official policy. After centuries of fragmentation, the Silk Roads began to operate once more. Eurasia was unified under Mongol rule. Government within the empire was conducted by vassal rulers who were rewarded lavishly, and Mongol law was enforced by the threat of military retribution. Under the Mongols, overland trade increased, and the links between China and Western Europe emerged for the first time. Now, Genghis Khan's early campaign against the Jin of northern China was just the first step in the process that would eventually result in the incorporation of China into the Mongolian Empire. Between 1213 and 1220, he brought China north of Hongwei under Mongol rule. After his death in 1227, his son Ogedei continued the attacks until the dynasty fell in 1234. Now, his younger brother Tolui had 4 sons, whose mother, Becky, ensured that they learned the arts of warfare, as well as reading and writing. Becky's oldest son, Mongke, became the great Khan of the Mongols, a position he held for 8 years until his own death in 1259. Mongke was the last Khan to have supreme control over the entire Mongol world, which was then divided into the 4 khanates. Another son of Becky was Kublai Khan, he was granted control of the landed estates in northern China. He worked to secure alliances among the Jin and Han Chinese elites as he prepared to launch raids against the Song dynasty. Kublai and Becky were effective and efficient administrators in northern China. They encouraged and supported farming to build a strong, reliable population for tax-paying farmers. For much of this period, Kublai was something of an absentee landlord, but gradually he became more involved in the government of northern China. Now, the first military campaign against the Song began in 1258 and was led by Mongke Khan. After his death, civil war would break out, and Kublai Khan claimed the title of Grand Khan in 1264. But not all the hordes recognized his authority. With his power secure in China, Kublai turned his attention to the enormous riches and resources of the Song dynasty. Through a series of campaigns beginning in 1267, Kublai defeated the well-armed Song forces. In 1271, he declared himself Emperor of a reunited China, although the southern Song capital will not fall until February of 1276. Kublai chose the name Yuan for his new dynasty. He was less successful elsewhere, twice failing to attack Japan, where typhoons destroyed both attempts that he had launched. This began the Japanese belief that the divine wind, or kamikaze, protected Japan's independence. Now, ruling a vast agricultural and commercial state was a new challenge for the Mongols. Never trusting local Chinese administrators, Kublai and later Yuan emperors tried to maintain political control and stability by creating a balance of ethnic power in government and by combining Mongol and Chinese techniques of administration. The emperor and the court centered their administration on the capital and ruled the provinces through subordinate officials. To guard against the building of local power bases and regional autonomy, provincial administrators needed the permission of these supervisors before any major decision could be made. Kublai Khan dismantled the Confucian exam system and brought Persian and other West Asian Muslims to China, where they would be given high posts in the government. Even Europeans, most notably Marco Polo, administered China on the Mongols' behalf. The Mongols also maintained a strict division between them and the Chinese. Intermarriage was illegal, and the Chinese were not allowed to learn the Mongol language. Kublai would only select women from nomadic tribes and nomadic families to be part of his harem. The Mongols treated China more like a cash cow, extracting as much revenue from it. History has judged the Yuan administration as inefficient. Although corruption was punished, the provinces were ruled with a considerable degree of independence and self-serving authority. Mongol government became so lackadaisical that Chinese Han officials openly criticized the government for its decentralization and inefficiency.